why the Niners didn't trade for Julio Jones. I think it's interesting to see how he finally got dealt for a second and a fourth or a fifth, basically. That's not a lot. And what the Falcons wanted more than anything was to get rid of the contract. It was a salary dump like in the NBA. And all he went for is a second and a fourth. Seems like a lot of teams could have beat that, but didn't want to. So why were so many teams reticent? Like, why didn't the Niners beat it? Why didn't he go for more? Well, he's really expensive. He's 32 years old, and he's going to cost $15 million this year. 11 after that. That's a lot of money. I mean, you tell me how many wide receivers are elite in their mid-30s. I mean, I think it's fair to say that the league was a lot more reticent than fans were about this trade. Fans are like, get him. I think a lot of the league was like, that's a lot of money. 32-year-old wide receiver, locked up long term. What's he got left? So he goes to the Titans. Everyone's like, oh, man, it's a great move for the Titans, right? Are they going to win a Super Bowl now? No. I mean, do you think the Titans are now the Super Bowl frontrunner? No. So they made this big win now move. It complicates their cap. It makes them older. He could still miss games. And they're probably still not going to win the Super Bowl. So I think probably 3-4 years we'll look back and say, hey, the Titans messed up. Titans probably shouldn't have done that. I mean, I know why they did it, but it was desperate. He was old. I mean, can I come back to the thing about the old wide receivers? Not old, but 30-year-old wide receivers. How many of them are great? Jerry Rice was. Tim Brown was. Michael Irvin wasn't. He never made a Pro Bowl in his 30s. I mean, T.O. had longevity. Randy Moss did to an extent. How many other guys, though? I mean, Antonio Brown is not the same player in his 30s that he was in his 20s. Calvin Johnson retired at 30. Anquan Bolden was good for a long time, but he was unique. I mean, Michael Crabtree totally fell off in his 30s. Emmanuel Sanders is not someone you'd want to pay $15 million a year to. I just feel like it's probably there's a reason that so many teams were like, Tennessee, you go for it. Maybe the NFL is too conservative in that. I know now you guys are all naming players who are good into their mid-30s. I mean, worth $15 million at 33? That good? I think that's kind of rare, personally. I mean, this guy missed 7 games last year. Look at Pierre Garçon. Compare the careers of Julio Jones and Pierre Garçon just from a durability standpoint. Pierre Garçon never missed time. Then he came to the Niners at 31, missed 8 games. At 32, missed 8 games, retired the next year. I mean, who's to say Julio Jones won't miss another 7 games this year? And if he does, what will he do? He could retire at any point. I don't know. If a wide receiver in his early 30s, early to mid 30s, his body is breaking down, maybe take that seriously. I don't know. See what the rest of the league did, especially if he's this expensive. Just started watching you, Grant. Love the content. Go Bruins. Yeah. Go Bruins. Please fire Chip Kelly. I can't stand that coach. So maybe the Niners should have jumped in, but I think a lot of teams could have jumped in and offered more. What you had to do is take on this huge contract for an older wide receiver and hope that it all goes well. Well, the Niners got burned by Pierre Garçon, who they liked a lot too. And it's just that he got old very fast, which is what most wide receivers do. I mean, look at Larry Fitzgerald. That guy's been like the slowest player on that offense for 10 years. Makes a lot of money. So maybe the Niners didn't do the wrong thing. If they need a wide receiver, they can trade for one at the deadline. So real Sunil in my Discord right now saying they could trade for Michael Thomas or Devontae Adams. So I'm sure I'll be making hundreds of videos discussing the possibility of that happening within the next few months. There are ways to get more wide receivers. Plus, there's always Mohamed Sanu and Jawan Jennings and Ross Dwelly and Michael Pruitt.